Had no fear, Hippie Hero is here, and today we are going to be discussing what appears on my Facebook newsfeed. So a few days back, I was talking about like Michaela and Sable not being best friends because of all the different red flags around Sable. She is a walking red flag, and all her story is as well. But I also said something else in the comment section that nobody really seemed to respond to, and that was how Vittorio was weak. Um, and by weak, I mean he is probably one of the weakest survivors in DBD as far as actions he would take up against the killer. He is a killer that is, how I say, well, why did the doctor lose me there? Um, he is he is a pacifist. However, he also I would say he's a fool. I think that's actually what I said. I said Vittorio is a fool, and the reason I say Vittorio is a fool is because of the way he views the world. He is very, very much an optimist, which is nothing wrong with being an optimist. I'm very much an optimist myself. However, Victoria basically lacks any sense of realism or acknowledgement of how the world is. Especially it's apparent in his lore, where the knight and him are talking, and Victoria is saying, if we can get rid of war, we can get rid of famine, and all this different things. And the knight basically said, we were born into war. War's always gonna happen, which is true. It's very true. The knight's kind of written in a darker tone than Victoria. But he does have one quote in there, and I cannot for a life of me remember it. However, I do remember it was one of the night mains. I think her name is Penelope or something. It started with a P. As a night main, she's just highlighting the different aspects of the lore, and just really it kind of showing off the contrast. Knight was born into war. He knows what it's like. He honestly thrives in war. He's a psychopath. But is also a part of his duty, very much like only the knight had a duty as well to fight. He's getting hired by the lords and the kings and queens. Um, while Vittorio was enjoying his life in a castle, um, he really wasn't doing nothing other than like reading and expanding his knowledge, but as a very nihilistic type view of the world where you could tell he didn't do any traveling, he didn't experience any real pain. He had a very easy life, and it was very apparent that he did. So doesn't grasp the concept of what the world is really like. And he also doesn't know how to fight. I see a lot of people thinking he knows how to fight, but in no part of his lore do I believe it even mentions, what do you call it? Any type of training. It doesn't mention jousting, it doesn't mention swordplay or anything like that. He just doesn't know how to fight. Which I find funny because he's super muscular. He's very buff. He has all these archaic symbols on him from when he would, the archaic symbols he has on him. I believe it was so that he could journal different things in the realm. Because that's one thing that does transfer from one trial to the next. Is you are able to save like certain scars and stuff. Hence the reason like Hattie, I don't know why I was gonna say Scatty. Hattie has a lot of scars is because her scars continue into the next trial. I don't know what Dredge did to her, but they continued into the next realm or next trial. Trapper scars, I also believe, carry with him into each trial. He progressively becomes more scarred, especially since he fights with the entity a bunch. Um, so yeah, despite him having all that, he is not much of a fighter or anything, and he's basically the 1%, 10% of the population that just easy life doesn't understand the real world. So yep, that's the reason I believe Vittorio is a fool. So that's all I got for today. I hope everybody has a great and wonderful day. I will see you all around. Bye bye.